Hello and welcome along to my podcast here, Enwrong. Doing the RLI top 10 players for the month, and the month of September is what we are going to do. Just a quick note, guys. I've changed this to a top 10. There's two reasons for it. One, just be quite open and frank with you and guys who support us here. I really don't have the time to be doing a list of 20 players. It's a lot. Even doing this top 10, it took me just over an hour, and that's a lot of time, as you know. So I shortened it from top 20 down to top 10, especially in the last list as well. I was including a lot of players that really aren't, top players as such. So I said because I was really scraping for the bottom of the barrel. I remember it took me like over 2 hours that time, so I was like, you know what, forget it. Let's shorten it to top 10. So I was like, I'll do it this month. I know it's like fairly late making the decision, but it's just a lot quicker for me. And the top 10 players, honestly, makes the second reason is because it makes it a bit more exclusive to get into the top 10. And if you made the top 10 list, then you're actually a solid player. So yeah. So let's get straight into it. Of course, obviously the usual things here, the statement before. Keep it in mind, just an opinion. So at number 10 is lovely Cans, just making the list this month. Cans with a fifth place finish in IEC 8, third in IEC 9, first in intermediate six mans, but he has only gone 1 and 6 in All Star, the defending champ there in All Star, and he just makes a list. He's had good performances in IEC, an excellent intermediate victory in September. But his RLS performances, they leave a lot to be desired. He's got to pick those up. He's got a solid team. I believe this week already he has gone 6-0 or 6-1 or something. So well done to him. They've reversed the week one results. But week two, of course, is in October, so it doesn't count. And we're going to take his week one results, and that's why he's just in the list here in 10th position. So number 9, we have Pat or Pat Dot or whatever you want to call him. I'm just going to give him two T's because he changes his name so often. I don't even know what he's called anymore. He was 5th in IEC 8th. He was 4th in IEC 9 and 3rd in Senior Six Mans. Very, very respectable finish there. Pat had a very high win percentage as well in Senior Six Mans. I think it was over 70%. So well done to him. He's been very competitive, very solid. And as you can see here, he has been very consistent. Lack of RLIS kind of really hurts his position because that's kind of been the most recent thing, and it's kind of hard to judge exactly where he's been. But he has showed fairly well in IECs. Probably should look at picking up slightly better teammates going forward because he's a solid player. But obviously IEC no longer going, but just for other tournaments in the future. Number 8. Moving down on the list from his previous showing, LTX Sam, second place in IEC 8, second place in IEC 9. You're probably wondering how is he 8th? 5th in Senior Six Mans and 3 and 4 in RLIS Superstar in week 1. For me, the big thing here for Sam is he can't get his first major win in RLI. And I've asked the question, has he missed his opportunity? Could be likely. He does need to dig deep going forward. Sam, not a great month, not a great showing. Can't win anything. Picks up DMOX, former LAN winner. Won the previous IEC. Still finishes second in IEC 9. Waz goes to a different team. Definitely weaker on paper. Wins it. Question marks over Sam there. That's why he's dropping down on the list. Number 7. But before we do that, let's have a look at the top 5 we just missed out. So we're going to go Luc Rea. We misses out. I would have given him 15th position. And Canada, a very solid month and a good performance in intermediate 6 mans too. Shallow, solid top 5, or sorry, top 3 in IEC 8, if I remember correctly, and solid enough in senior Q. D Lynch, habitually in the top 6 in IEC. Got promoted from intermediate 6 mans as well. Had a shocking week though in RLIS, and that's why he misses out on the list. And the one who just misses out is Mayday because he only played one tournament. He won it, but I can't put someone who's only played one tournament into the list. Number 7 is Jaffa, who just beats out Sam because of his RLIS record. Second in IC 8 and 9, but 3 and 3 in Superstar in week 1, and arguably one of the weakest teams. Missing out on his first major win in RLI. Now, I know people will say, look, blah, 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 he's won. I wouldn't consider RLI as a major in RLI. IEL is not an RLI tournament, so that doesn't count. Well done, but Sam and Jaffa for winning that previously, but, I think Jaffa also, maybe he's missed his chance as well to win a big tournament in RLI. I hope not, but he's going to have to do more damage going forward, like that IEC 9 was there to be taken. Number 6 is actually myself. Third in IEC 8 and IEC 9 and first in Senior 6 Mans. Now, obviously, look, you play the most games, you're going to give yourself the most opportunity to win. But I still managed over 50% win rate. So I think based on the logic of the list, you have to be higher up on it. Jaff and Sam was way down below, obviously, on the list in senior six mans, and Jaff couldn't even get his minimum games, and both their RLIS records have a lot to be desired. And I just edge out Jaff on the list, basically just edge out both of them because of that reason. Number This is the top five. Oh yes, cool. So Colin is number 5 on the list. He won IEC 9. He was 8th in senior six months, almost got relegated actually, but he went 5-3 in Superstar in week 1. So for Colin, I guess the big thing right last season obviously was the finalist in RLIS, but he won. He won his first major in RLI at IEC, and he won the last one, which was nice. Breakthrough man for Colin. Doesn't have as much time to play the game recently, but you know what? Fair play, Colin. Fair play. Good work. Keep it up. But you gotta just keep grinding, you know, and gotta really take control of RLS this season. You're playing with Waz on your team. No excuses really not to be at least finishing top 2. Number 4 down from last is previous month of August RLI Player of the Month, Yem. He won IEC 8, but he went 3-6 in Superstar in week 1. Now, Yem is definitely on the weakest team in Superstar, in my opinion, just because of Kansas' huge error in picking up that Keen fella who I'd never even heard of until he came into RLIS. Not a successful start to his RLIS defense. 3-6, it's all right, but I'm pretty sure they lost both those series. So yeah, not great there from him. Obviously, he won IEC 8, but they had the best team on paper at that IEC by a fairly decent margin, I would say. But you can't take that away from him. That's why he still makes the top 5, but a less than an impressive one for his standards. Before we get into the top 3, however, let's have a look at all the people who were our Patreons for September. Hudson, Encan, and Riser, Smoke, Jesus, Slats, Lovely Cans, Linz, Kazexel 99, Decomp, LTXM, D Lynch, Graha, Aaron, Jenga Benga, Solo, Aiden, Mull, and Fuchsia. Thanks very much to all of you. Without you, we would not be here making these, really interesting pieces of information, podcasts, articles, videos, and obviously the money that you're giving to us, we can put back into the community with different events. It'd be nice if you showed up to a few of them, though. Just saying. But other than that, obviously we'll use the money wisely and we'll pump them back into areas. Thanks very much for your support, guys. It is very much appreciated, and we love you all. Number 3, I had a big think about this one, but my head persuaded my heart. Little dude 37, 4th in IEC 8, 1st in IEC 9, and 4th in senior 6-mans. Laggy dude has won his first major championship. Big moment for him, of course, and he's really on an upward spike, as I say here. He's really been growing in a very linear progression every season as a player. And yeah, congrats to him on breaking that top 3. Excellent performance. Really, really excellent performance. Yeah, the little dude is outstanding player really, and he's got to keep it up. And yeah, pick the right team, pick 2 players he knows he likes, good comms with them. Senior 6-mans, okay at times, other times excellent. Just got to get consistency into your game now. Number 2, who just misses out on RLI's Player of the Month, is Dmox. He won IEC 8 and he finished 2nd in IEC 9. He went 6-4 in RLI Superstar of week 1. It was a time cost between the top 2 on who would take the top spot for me, but Dmox misses out because, in my opinion, he won IEC 8 with a stronger team. He lost IEC 9 with a stronger team on paper. And Dmox in IEC 9, he was not great, in my opinion. He was quite absent. I know he had obviously internet issues, but for me, you're a previous LAN winner. You're the only one with that experience of winning. And he really could have put his team on the back more and really, carry the team to victory almost, but he didn't. Just a small thing for Dmox, obviously. He's won a few majors now in RLI, he's won a LAN, he's won an IEC. So Dmox, he's been there, he's done that, and he won't be too annoyed. But yeah, just got to pick it up. Good RLS performance though this season so far, but definitely on the strongest team on paper. So again, Dmox gets himself onto these teams, but he has to bring home the results. RLI's Player of the Month is our very own Waz Ito. Again, as I said, a bit of a time cost, but let me explain the logic behind it. So he's 2nd in IEC 8 on the weaker team, 1st in IEC 9 on the weaker team, in my opinion, on paper, 2nd in senior 6-mans. He only lost out to me because he played less games. And he went 5-3 in week 1 of Superstar. He lost the series against, I think it was Dmox's team actually. But for me, Waz takes it. Excellent one from him. Outstanding stuff. He's starting strongly with his RLS defense. He took an IEC crown Um, you put yourself in the opportunity or in the position enough times to win the title, and you'll eventually win it. So yeah, big win there from him, and yeah, he's just got to keep it going now, doesn't he? Get me and Colin through IEL as well. But yeah, big win from Waz. Just has to correct a few things, and he'll be a really, really solid player. And that's basically it, guys. Obviously, uh, a nice list of players there to go through. Not really too many controversies, I would say. I hope you guys find it fairly fair, I guess, in terms of opinion. I tried to make it as yeah, as safe as possible in terms of not too many controversies in it. I guess the only few, obviously me, I guess being sixth, you could make an argument as well with Dmox and Waz obviously over the top two, and maybe Cans hitting the list with Mayday winning a tournament. Mayday only played in the one tournament, so there are different point of views. But obviously this is just my opinion. Thanks very much for everyone who's tuned into the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next month again. In the first week of November for my October list. Make sure you go out there, you play the RLIS tournaments, guys. There should be, I think, maybe is it a 3v3 solo standard tournament or something like that coming up at the end of the month as well. So make sure you tune in for those tournaments. And yeah, take care. Thanks very much for your support. Bye now.